Hello?
Miss Lestico, guess what time it is?
What time?
It's time for math!
Yay!
Welcome to math! Are you ready to learn? I'm ready to learn.
I'm always ready to learn. Let's do some math.
Okay, what are we doing for math?
Well, today we are representing a number to 120 using various forms, and we are going to compare and generate numbers to 120.
Ooh, and that's all stuff that we've kind of done before, but we're just going to keep practicing it, especially generating a number. It's the first time we're going to do that with numbers up to 120.
That's true. We know that when we compare numbers, we really get into how many hundreds and tens and ones there are, and then we can use that in order to make a whole new number.
That's right. Well, let's go ahead and start by representing a number in various forms. Miss Lestico, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick a number and write it in standard form. Let's see if you can guess which number I'm going to write while I'm writing it.
Ooh, okay. Oh, it starts with 1, so 100 and, okay, 100 and, 103! 103! Is that what you said?
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm starting with 103 in standard form. So now we can look at how many hundreds, tens, and ones we have in this number. Well, I see that I have 100 in the hundreds place, so I'm going to put 1. I have 0 tens, so I'm going to put 0 tens. Oh, and I have 3 ones. Now using this, I can easily do picture form because I know exactly how many hundreds, tens, and ones to draw. So I know I need to draw 100 block. So I'm going to draw one giant square for my hundreds. And, I have 0 tens. Well, I'm not going to put a 0 here. I'm just not going to draw any tens. And I have 3 ones. Now, I know my ones have to be a lot smaller than my hundreds because 100 of these ones has to fit inside of this giant block. So they have to be pretty little. So I have 1, 2, 3 ones. Well, for my expanded form, now I know that I have 3 blanks here, but I only have 2 different forms drawn right here.
Can you just take one of the blanks away, Miss Lestico?
Oh, well, no, I know that I have to show that I know the value of every single one of my places, even if there's none of them. So I know right here I have 100 block, but it's not worth 1. I know that inside of this 100 block, there are 100 tiny ones, and this is just an easier way to draw it. So my 100 block is worth 100, and I have 0 tens. Now, I know I didn't draw any tens right here, but I still have to put a 0 in the middle because I know that the value of my tens is 0 because there's none. And then I have 3 ones, and I'm just going to count by ones. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and the value of my ones is 3.
Great job, Miss Lestico. Okay, let's see if I can do it. I want you to try to guess what number I'm going to write. Okay,
All right.
I'm going to do it in standard form. That's how the number would normally look, okay?
Oh, it's going to be 100 and 120. 120. Oh, was that what you guessed too?
Oh, well, great job. Okay, 120. Now, I need to determine how many hundreds, tens, and ones I have. I'm going to look at the first number in the first place value. There's 3, so I know that this is the hundreds place value. And I have a 1, so I have 100. My next place value is in the tens. And I have a 2 in the tens, which means I have 2 tens. And my last place value right here is the ones. I have a 0 there, which means I have 0 ones. 100, 2 tens, 0 ones. Well, that tells me what to draw. 100, I know those 100 blocks are that big square, just like that. 2 tens, those tens are those long, skinny rectangles, just like that. And 0 ones. Now, just like on Miss Lestico's number, she only had 2 different options. She still put a 0 on that expanded form. I also only have 2 things. I have hundreds and tens. I don't have any ones, but I'm still going to have all 3 blanks. My expanded form is always going to be the value of my hundreds plus the value of my tens plus the value of my ones. Well, I have 100 block, and if I have 100 block, its value or its worth is 100. So I have 100 plus, let me see, I have 2 tens. Now, if I was counting by tens, I would go 10, 20. So the value of 2 tens is worth 20. Remember, I'm not writing how many I have down here. I don't have 20 tens. I have 2 tens, and this is its value. Well, I have 0 ones, and 0 is worth 0. So I have 100 plus 20 plus 0.
Well, now that we have our 2 numbers, we should go ahead and compare them because that's the second part that we're working on today. So
okay.
120. Oh, I wonder if that would be less than or greater than 103. Well, I know that the first thing that we look at is our hundreds place.
That's right. You always look at the biggest place value or the greatest place value you have. Well, I have hundreds, Miss Lestico. Do you have hundreds?
Oh, well, I have a 1 in the hundreds place as well.
Okay, well, that's the same. So now we need to look at the tens place.
So looking at the tens place.
I have 2 tens.
Oh, and I had 0 tens.
Ooh,
well,
that means mine is bigger.
2 is a lot greater than 0.
That's right. So if this is the bigger number or the greater number, it needs to say 120 is greater than 103. I remember on the greater than, less than, equal to symbols, the bigger side or the open side is going towards the bigger or greater number.
Well, I know that we have these 2 numbers, but I know that the second part of our target said to generate a number to 120. So I wonder if we could generate a number that would be less than 120, but greater than 103.
So like a number in the middle.
So we have 120. We have 103. I wonder what would make this true.
Oh, Miss Lestico, if we put 100 in the middle, this is true. 120 is greater than 100.
Oh, but when we do this, we have to do 2 separate comparison problems. So we did compare 120 is greater than 100, but 100 is not greater than 103 because this has a 3 in the ones place and this has a 0 in the ones place.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, let's do, how about this? 120.
Okay, so 120 is definitely greater than 103. We just did that. Oh, well, okay, I see that the hundreds place is the same. The tens place is the same. The ones place is the same. That means that this is equal. So it's not greater than, it's equal because it's the exact same number. So we're going to have to come up with a number that's less than 120.
This is a challenge.
Well, if we need a number that's less than 120, maybe we could do 119. That comes right before 120.
Okay, let's see if this number makes it true. 120 is greater than 119. Yeah, that's true. Okay. 119 is greater than 103.
Oh,
that's also true, Miss Lestico.
That's true. I can tell that's true pretty fast because this has a 0 in the tens place and this has a 1 in the tens place. And your number has a 2 in the tens place and this only has a 1 in the tens place.
That was really fun. Let's do it one more time. That was so fun. I'm going to come up with my number first. Let's see. Oh, you know what, Miss Lestico? I'm going to do 112. 112. Just like that. That is how I would write that number in standard form. How it would normally look. Okay, I need my hundreds, tens, and ones. Well, if I look at my number, it tells me how many there are. I have a 1 in the hundredth spot. So I'm going to put 1. I have 100. And I have a 1 in the tens spot. That means I have 110. And I have a 2 in the ones spot, which means I have 2 ones. So now I know how to draw this in picture form, or if I had my base 10 blocks, I could also build that number. So I need to draw 100. That's that big box just like that. I need to draw 110. It's that skinny rectangle, and 2 ones. So these are the little boxes. And I made sure that I can clearly tell the difference in my drawing, okay? Now I need to do my expanded form. The value of my hundreds plus the value of my tens plus the value of my ones. I have 100. Well, that has a value of 100. And 110, well, that's worth 10. And 2 ones is worth 2. So it's 100 plus 10 plus 2.
Well, I'm going to come up with one more number too, all right? I'm going to do the number 102. So for my number 102, I have to look at how many hundreds I have. And I have 100. And then I have to look at how many tens I have. Well, I have a 0 in the tens place. So I have 0 tens. And I have 2 ones. Now I'm just going to draw the base 10 blocks for picture form. So I'm going to draw 100 block. That's my big squares. Oh, I don't have to draw any tens because I have a 0 for my tens. And I'm going to draw 2 1 blocks. And then for expanded form, I have to tell how much or the value of each of my places. So I have 100 block, which is worth 100. I have 0 tens, and well, 0 is worth 0. And then I have 2 ones, which value is 2.
Great job.
Well, should we compare our numbers, Miss Lauren?
I think so. Here, you had 102 and I had 112. Okay, now I know that when we're comparing, we're going to start by looking at the greatest place value. I have a 1 in the hundreds, Miss Lestico.
I also have a 1 in the hundreds.
Okay.
Well,
I have a 0 in the tens.
Oh, I have a 1 in the tens. That is not the same number.
A 0 is definitely less than a 1.
That's right. So we're going to have to use our symbol that shows that 102 is less than 112.
Ooh, let's practice generating a number again. That was really fun. Let's see if we can make a number that makes this statement true. 102 is less than something that is less than 112.
Okay.
Okay, so it needs to be bigger than 102 and less than 112. Wait, Miss Lessico, you used a strategy last time.
Oh, I did.
We just did one number that was either 1 greater or 1 less.
Oh.
What if we did that? If we have 102, what would be 1 more?
Well, 101, 102, 103.
Ooh, okay, let's try that number. See if that makes it true.
Okay, 103 is definitely greater than 102 because it's 1 more. 103 is less than 112. I can tell that really quickly because the tens place, there's a 0 here and there's a 1 here, and 0 is less than 1.
That's right. So if I read this, it says 102 is less than 103, and 103 is less than 112.
Wow, that's a really helpful strategy, Miss Lime, of just
is.
picking one number that's either one below the greatest number or one above the smallest number.
It's your turn.
On Seesaw, you are going to have some numbers that you're going to have to put in all of the different various forms that we've learned.
Just like we practiced. Then you're going to have to take those numbers and compare them to determine what's greater than or less than, or maybe they're equals to.
That's true. And then you're going to have to generate one number that would fit between the two numbers that you picked, just like me and Miss Lime practiced.
Make sure you pay close attention to what you're doing. Push that green check mark when you're done.
Good luck, first grade.